Well, hello, Earth signs. If you have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus placements, then this is for you if you want to know whether or not to continue to work on your relationship or kind of move on. Okay, so with that being said, I am going to timestamp the three earth signs in the description box below this video. Okay, and you can also see in the description box how to get your placements, your zodiac placements, if you don't know all of those signs, okay, and where they may be in your birth chart. You can follow the link in that description box and get that information for free. You will also see information on personal readings if you would like to delve deeper into a specific situation, whether it be about love, money, job, family, whatever. Okay, so with that being said, let's give it a start with my Taurus friends. Hope you guys are doing well. So Taurus, let's take a peek. What will happen if we continue to work on this versus move on? What will happen? Should we continue to work on this or move on? We're going to kind of compare the two options and see what looks good, Taurus. Let's take a look, all right? Let's take a look. All right. Well, I think that you kind of know that something ain't up, something is not, you're feeling very nervous about this thing, first of all. Knight of Swords, okay? It's a very, very nervous energy, okay? And can speak to some instability in the situation, okay? Three of Swords is peeked out. Very well could involve a third party, okay? Somebody's very heartbroken about something, I will say that. Separation and misery, quarreling and conflict are associated with that card as well, okay? Empress reversed. That, I mean, you know, and if you don't believe me, go to tarot.com. That card in the reverse speaks to disaster, literally, punishment. And what's interesting is when I hear that word, what I hear is this. You were dealing with somebody who was maybe a little bit perfectionistic and expected too much out of you, or more than you feel like was appropriate, okay? And you set your boundaries. You decide what that is, okay? I can't do that. But apparently, this person, for whatever reason, expected more than what you could give. And you may have divorced or, you know, broken up from what you felt like was a long-term situation with that Empress coming up in the reverse like that, okay? Could speak to family turmoil, okay? And somebody just not being emotionally available, you know, not very expressive and, you know, for whatever reason, okay? Yeah, okay. Very well could be somebody from the past that is on their mind, okay, possibly. That may be why that third party card came up for a lot of you guys, okay? But, you know, I think that they're really kind of looking at somebody outside of this, okay? And they're really not motivated on this thing. Two of Wands in the reverse, okay? Kind of, you know, kind of being at a crossroads, but really no potential for a partnership here. So I kind of think, Taurus, for you guys, you know, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but this person is very focused on someone from the past that you may or may not know about. There's your third party right there. Two of Wands in the reverse, not motivated to do a darn thing with you. Knight of Swords, you're very nervous about this thing. This person may be very unstable as well, and very reactive, okay, very impulsive and chaotic, and, you know, may sometimes do the right things, but for the wrong reasons, okay? So, you know, it's kind of like a self-righteous thing too. Again, I'm getting that perfectionistic kind of thing, okay, where they expected a lot more out of you than what was probably reasonable. It is a shoot first, ask questions later kind of energy, okay? So that's what I see for my Taurus folks, okay? It's up to you, but I don't see anything changing, okay? Just going to call that like I see it. And it may, for some of you, there's not even an option to. Just going to call that out. Okay, some of you, it is, you know, they've kind of walked away And it's up to you to energetically release this thing, okay? And that doesn't often come up in these fix it or no's, but for this one, I think that is the case for at least some of you. Okay, Virgo. Let's take a look at your situation, Virgos. Let's take a look. Fix it or nah? Fix it or no? Fix it or leave it? Let's take a look, Virgo. What will happen if you try to continue this thing? If you try to keep working on it? Where's it headed? Where's it headed, my Virgo friends? Let's take a look. Let's take a look, Virgo. All right. Here we go. You may be dealing with a Leo, okay? Or an air sign, possibly, okay? All right. Or a Taurus. And you also have water. Yeah, okay. So those are the specific signs. Okay, but let's talk about this thing. I have a couple of cards that speak to, or 3 cards actually that speak to ending. So either this has come to an end or is slated to. Actually 4. 4 of my 5 cards speak to ending. Sun reversed. The High Priestess reversed. That speaks to truths. Maybe somebody withdrawing. Okay, that's not an ending. But okay, 3 out of the 5 do. Why? You've got the Hierophant reversed. Okay, that can speak to divorce. The Sun reversed can speak to the same thing. And so can the 3 of Cups reversed. You've got all 3 of those. Okay, so just call it like I see it. Okay. This person may very well have a bitter tongue, okay? Queen of Swords is here, but you know what? She's accompanied by some awfully, rough cards, okay? And it probably is encouraging you to energetically snip this thing because, there is no happiness to be had in it, okay? There is no peace to be had in it. 3 of Cups in the reverse, okay? Maybe a third party. 3 of Cups doesn't always speak to that, but you know what? When it comes to mind, I'm going to say it because there's a reason it comes to mind, right? But very hurtful words and actions when the 3 of Cups in the reverse like that. Hierophant in reverse. Unstable sometimes, okay? Rebellious. Certainly a rule breaker, okay, a vow breaker. Ha! There you go, okay. And, when that High Priestess is in the reverse, that is somebody withdrawing and not doing some energy work. And I'm calling you out, I bet. Sun reversed, not really happy in the situation. Not a lot of happiness of going forward, okay. For many of you, this was a divorce. If not, it was a breakup of something that you thought you were in for the long run, okay? And I'm sorry about that. I really do. But I'm just going to call it like I see it, Virgos, and that is how I see it. Queen of Swords is here to remind you to step into your truth and your power, okay? Don't worry about other people's opinions, okay? You take your own actions and let the chips fall where they may and kind of step out into independence because the Queen of Swords is a very independent energy. And yes, you can do it. Yes, you have the strength to. Yes, I know it's hard. This is probably a strong soul connection, okay? With all these cards that I'm seeing, it has to be, okay? And with the intense, strong, intense soul type connections like that, it really, really can create a lot of heartbreak, okay? But the advice in this thing is to go inside and do some energy work and kind of do some repair work, okay? And then step into your own power. That Queen of Swords is a powerful energy. Very intuitive and wise. She can come across being abrupt. And gender, don't pay much attention to that. But the Queen of Swords can come across being very abrupt. It's not that at all. She's a very loving individual. She's got no time for BS. No time for stupidity. None. Very intuitive, very intelligent, very wise, okay? And why is she intuitive? Because she's doing energy work daily, just like the High Priestess is telling her to. They're sitting right next to each other in this reading. I'll show you. High Priestess and Queen of Swords right here. See? In this deck, it's the Priestess, but this is fairy deck. But anyhow, that's what I'm reading from at the moment. And that's what I'm getting, okay? So, yeah, I mean, Sun card, all about you know, establishing a great awareness of who you are and letting the chips fall where they may. The priest, which is the Hierophant, the advice there is to, again, go inside and do energy work, spend time with the divine, okay, however that rolls with you, okay, and I won't tell you what that is because, you know, we're all different, okay, and that's fine, okay. Three of Cups, the advice in that is to spend time with the people who are supportive of you. Not people who are negative Nancy's, not people who are telling you what's best because they don't know, but people who understand that only you know best, but they're there for you just as a moral support, just to say I love you and I care, right? There you go. So with that being said, let's move along to my Capricorns. Hello, Capricorns. How are my Cappies doing today? I am a Capricorn moon, so this is always fun to read for my Capricorn friends. So I love earth signs in general. You guys are pretty cool. Pretty cool. I love the stability that you guys bring to the table. Okay. All right, Capricorn. Let's see. Fix it or no? Well, everything. Whoa, man. You've got the Six of Wands in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the Ten of Swords in reverse, the Nine of Cups in reverse, and the Two of Cups in reverse. Okay, let's talk about this cluster. Capricorn, Two of Cups in reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse basically say the same thing. Not worth it, and you've been putting too much time into it. Okay, it's not worth any more time, and you've been neglecting you. Two of Cups in reverse speaks to that. Ten of Swords is really dealing with a loss and an ending, and really dealing with someone who is in victim mode and overly dramatic, and it was everybody else's fault, and I did nothing wrong, and poor pitiful me. Attempts to gain sympathy. Okay, that's many times Ten of Swords in the reverse when that comes up. It's exactly, you know, and right now it shows that, you know, either you and or your person felt like at the time this was exactly what you wanted, but now you kind of think, no, not at all. Six of Wands in reverse, I'm just not motivated. I'm just really resistant to taking a step forward to continue in this thing. Inaction, stagnation many times. That's where you're headed, and I think that Ten of Swords kind of tells it all. You're headed for loss. Two of Cups in reverse and Knight of Pentacles in reverse speaks to the same thing. This ain't worth it. This is one of those things, Capricorn, and I love you. I'm a Cap moon, so I get it. This is one of those things where there is 5 cards that are overwhelmingly saying the exact same thing 5 different ways. This is so many red flags. You could not only sew a dress, baby, you could fill up your closet with dresses. I mean, it's just that huge. If this is not already come to an end for a lot of you, I will be shocked if it doesn't very, very soon, if you keep working on it. But here's the thing, even if it has come to an end, you got to let it go energetically, okay? And some of you, if you're listening to me, so obviously it's a thing for you, okay? But it ain't worth your time. It ain't worth your time, Capricorn. Know your value, okay? See your value, all right? That's what this is about. Just allow yourself to flow and enjoy your life, okay? Find your passion. That's some of the advice that I'm getting in some of these, okay? And speak your heart and let the chips fall where they may. Ten of Swords in the advice is all about needing to lay low for a while and keeping your heart safe. Why? Because you got to heal. Because this was a bad one. Ten of Swords is a lot of heartbreak involved in that typically, okay? And for that, I hate it for you, Capricorn, because I know how that can hurt. But it's all about, you know, when you see that Ten of Swords, the advice in that thing is all about assessing the damage and going inside and doing the repair work, okay? That's what that has to do with. So there you go, Cappies. All right, so all of my earth signs, let's take a look at some additional information that we can get for you guys, okay? Additional information, predictions, advice. We'll just see what comes out for you guys, okay? Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Additional info for my Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn friends. That was Carolina. I don't know if you heard her. My dog, she's playing with her toys. So this one flew out, so we're going to take it. Nine of Swords. Confront your fears and don't lower your standards. Have your boundaries, okay? Consider cutting your losses and stepping out on your own, okay? And recognize how much time and energy that you have given to something that isn't right for you, and take the opportunity to heal and relieve your burdens. That is the advice associated with the Nine of Swords. And baby cakes, it flew out when I was shuffling just then. Two of Swords, all about laying low. Now is not a good time to move forward with anything. Don't allow others to push past your boundaries. Two boundary cards right there for you, okay? Have the patience. Stay quiet in yourself right now. You know, you're really just needing to take a time out from this thing. And that's what this is. And, you know, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse talks about needing to evaluate things, on seeing your value and where values lie, choosing your directions wisely going forward. And, you know, the only way you can really do that is to get in tune with your intuition through meditation, okay? And I know you guys get tired of hearing me say that. But it's all about remaining patient, as slow and steady is what wins the race. Divine timing, having the long-range vision. This is a marathon, not a sprint. If you want something long-lasting, you've got to think in those terms. If you want a long-term situation that's going to last, then you got to think like that. You can't, you know, be rushing out and doing stuff. You've got to be willing to put in the work to get yourself ready so that you're viable, so that that's what you attract too. So let's pull some Moonology real quick for my earth signs, okay? Step out of your comfort zone. Very hard to do for earth signs, I get it. But your comfort zone, baby cakes, is stagnation. Outside the comfort zone, that's where the magic happens, okay? A personal issue is about to reach resolution. Cancerian energy, maybe, maybe not, okay? And work through your fears. New moon in Scorpios. Go, and we talked about that with some of this reading. We sure did. Some of you need to adjust up the meditation and energy work, okay? Adjustments are required, right? And you got it again. Meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces, okay? There it was. All over the place, we've got do energy work in this thing. All over the place. So, all right. So, let's get a quote for you guys real quick. And if you haven't already done so, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. Hit me up for personal reading if you like, okay? Some of those options are pretty affordable. You can see all that in the description box below this video. And I hope you will thumbs up this video and comment. Let me hear from you. Love hearing from you guys. And I try to answer you all as much as I can. There is no coming to consciousness without pain. Carl Jung, pioneer in mental health, particularly in regards to the shadow self or the subconscious. That's the same thing, okay? When I meet a strong person, I want to know what darkness they conquered. Mountains do not rise without earthquakes. Boom. Maybe you're not healing because you're trying to be who you were before the trauma. That person doesn't exist anymore because there is a new you trying to be born, and that is the point. Breathe life into the new you, right? There you go. Thank you so much for watching, Earth Signs. I wish you all the greatest blessings, abundance, and peace, and much love.